Welcome all you Geminis. Welcome for your yearly horoscope. The year 2015, what will that bring the Geminis in general? And that applies when you have an ascendant, and sometimes I will talk more about having your sun sign in Gemini. And so let's have a look what is happening with the I'll look at the outer planets, so what they are doing from Jupiter up until Pluto. The most important thing for the Geminis is, I think, that there will be expansion and maybe more happiness than normal or than in earlier times when it comes to your home life, when it comes to you feeling better about yourself. But at the same time, there might be challenges or a testing time when it comes to relationships, and that is your growth has to do with how you relate to others. That's where you grow slowly but surely, because that's where Saturn is. So let's start with the Jupiter, the planet of expansion, that has been in your third house and still will be in the beginning of the year. So as from January up until August, Jupiter will still be in your third house, which is your house, which is the house of the Gemini, which is communication, which is more possibility to learn something, to teach something, or to follow a course, or to learn something new, to learn a new technique. Whatever that technique might be, maybe a hobby or maybe something that you like, or a language or whatever. But this is all favored with Jupiter there in the third house. It expands the mind. So reading and communicating is favored during the first part of the year. So maybe also a bit busier than usual, but mostly Geminis don't mind that. Geminis are mostly quite busy people and always all over the place. But that's the thing with Geminis. And then Jupiter shifts into your fourth house around August until the end of the year, and that is really nice. This is good energy for the Geminis, because the fourth house is the lowest part of the horoscope. It's your foundation, and having such a benefit as the Jupiter transiting there means that you will benefit from being at home, or maybe having some quiet time at home, or enjoying yourself more at home, you could say, or maybe moving to a bigger house for some of you. But whatever it is, on an inner level, it is being more content with yourself, which is, you know, for all of us very interesting. And that will happen to you Geminis. You will feel more at ease with yourself. That's Jupiter in the fourth. So, but we always have something that is easygoing, or we always have something that is a bit more challenging, and that is Saturn. It's for all of us somewhere in our chart. And as from December 2014, it shifted into your seventh house for the whole year in Sagittarius, especially when you have an ascendant in Gemini. For those who have just the sun in Gemini, I often see when Saturn opposes it that people have a bit less energy. So don't go to run the marathon, or how do you say that? When Saturn opposes your sun sign, you will just have a bit less energy. It means that things are a bit heavier, but just keep on going. That's actually the best advice, I think, because Saturn on your sun sign means that you will have a bit more maybe challenges with work, maybe challenges with responsibilities, maybe challenges with you re-identifying yourself, a testing time of what goes around comes around, and you know, what have you committed yourself towards in the past. And if that was just a bit like that, it will be a tough time. If it's okay, I investigated in something, or I I investigate it in my work or whatever, and then it will give you the fruits. But when Saturn passes that Sagittarius, so Sagittarius opposing your sun sign, often I see that when people shift in when it comes to their work, because they had enough of it, it's too difficult, and especially the ones who are born in May. So I'll have a look. Who are born around, well, it's the first part actually, so around 22nd of May up until, let's say, the 30th of May. So they will feel that energy the most, of Saturn on their sun sign. If it's your rising sign, if you have a Gemini rising sign, Saturn comes into your 7th house of relationships. Then you know, oh, it's testing time. When it comes to relations, and people think, oh, I don't want that. No, I've seen people being married when Saturn comes into the 7th house, but with the Saturn energy, so responsibility, serious, and so on. But I've also seen people divorce with Saturn coming into the 7th house when the relationship is obviously very bad for years and years and years, because it shows that you're not going to do that just like that, or very on an impulse, not at all. On the contrary, you will, if there is a very difficult relationship that you are in, it can go either the one way or the other, or you're going to work very, very, very hard, and you will go up a level on the relationship, but more serious. You will know what this person is or is not, or you will say, you know, I can't deal with this anymore, and I don't want this. So it's a lot about choice. When Saturn comes in, it's choice time. So very important for the Geminis who are in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship and you want a relationship, it can mean that you're waiting, and it takes time. So it means that, you know, you need the time. And but if you're going to attract someone, it probably with someone, you know, a serious relationship, Saturn energy with me, which means, you know, maybe a bit cautious and gently but surely. That's the energy of Saturn in your 7th house. So a very interesting process for the Geminis. Quite a serious process for the Geminis, because the Jupiter and the Saturn are in your key areas of your life, and that's why it's an important year for the Geminis. Also Neptune still is in your 10th house, so whatever you do when it comes to work, or when it comes to what you want to what you want to do for other people, or what you want to be seen as, make sure it has this Neptunian component, which is compassion, understanding, doing something for the collective. This is really favored for you. Some of you will have Neptune in a square to your sun sign, and that means that some of you will be a bit insecure, but that's okay. It means that this is there to give you a broader perspective of what the possibilities could be. That's Neptune there, giving you some more perspective. And this Neptune squares up to Saturn around the end of the year, especially for those who have an ascendant around, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees. They will feel that Neptunian energy the most, and this is reality check versus idealism. So where are we? The dream and the manifestation of that dream. The thing is, it's in a challenge, it's in a square, so it's not that easy, but the positive thing is that you can make it work. You can make, in other words, make your dream real by applying the Saturn, making the choices and having the trust that your choice is the right choice. Then Pluto is still in your 8th house. That's already for quite a while, and so that means that a lot of you are transforming, a lot of you are going through, let's say, those stages of sometimes going deep and transforming because of that. So taking the challenge is a good thing. And Uranus in the 11th means that go out and have some some joy with friends, and some maybe unusual friends who are a bit eccentric, or share your ideas with other people, and they can be a bit unusual, but don't be afraid of that. I mean, and I think you kind of like that, to be honest, with Uranus in your 11th house. So that's for the Gemini, and your ruler will go retrograde, of course, for many times, 3 times, and it's all in air signs, which is good for you, Gemini. Really good, because the retrogrades, you will get a lot out of it. So retrogrades have to do, certainly the Mercury, with the standing still and reflecting, and as it is in fellow air signs, and especially around May, June, because then it's in your sign, you will really change in the way you think, and make some huge steps forwards when it comes to that. So that's the most important thing for the Gemini. Have a good year. Have a tremendous, I think a lot of growth is possible for the Gemini. With a bit of a challenge maybe, yes, but you know, that's how it is. With a lot of work to do maybe, but a lot of growth as well. Have a good year. Wishing you all the best. See you next year, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.